Shalom Achim wa Achotiyot. This is Yakovel Yahusitkenu, and this will be the beginning of where I try to upload a Hebrew lesson for my Hebrew lessons video series for just about every day. I want to try to upload a video. What I'll be doing is going back and forth between modern Hebrew and what I've derived to be the ancient version of Hebrew. First, I want to give you a little introduction into what I've done. Basically, what I've done is I've studied the modern Hebraic language, took some classes, and um, am quite up to speed in it, and I want to get you guys up there. Um, but I noticed throughout my taking of it, and even before that, some things weren't right. I even asked my Hebrew teacher, who was in Israeli, about certain letters and certain pronunciations, and she openly told me that a lot of things were just added for like ease of speech. Not only ease of speech, some things were just uh, corrupted due to people from basically people of Ashkenazi Russian descent or every other place they might come from, bringing their pronunciations to what this guy named Eliezer ben Yehuda, who was the father of modern Israeli Hebrew, who basically created the language, who was I believe, an Ashkenazi Jew, Khazar, um, basically derived the language to be. Not only that, he created it by digging through the ancient Hebrew in Masoretic texts. Um, well, basically digging through the Masoretic text as well as studying other Semitic languages like Arabic and Aramaic, and some words were already in Hebrew from Aramaic, and that's how extra words were added, even English words and other like words like from Russian, maybe German, probably German, Yiddish, to denote modern things that are not native or indigenous to ancient Hebrew. So through my learning all this, I started breaking apart what I had learned, and what I sought to do was to derive what I feel is the most accurate as possible of translation. And also, after I, I derived what was the most accurate as possible translation of the ancient Hebrew, at least in pronunciation, I begin to want to start taking each modern Israeli Hebraic word that I learned and deriving from that word the actual and true pronunciation. Now, we're not going to be able to take all of the Arabic and everything that was inserted in, simply because some of these things are good for modern convention and they're not native to or indigenous to ancient Hebrew. So some of these things will be kept. I'm not even sure of all the things that have been added. I do have this dictionary here, which is Ben Yehuda's English Hebrew, Hebrew English Pocket Dictionary. This is by Ehud ben Yehuda. Um, Not sure if that was the same guy who invented modern Hebrew. Um, this is also edited by David Weinstein. So you know that all my definitions, all my translations are coming from real modern Israeli Hebrew. You see at the bottom it says Milon ben Huda, Milon Kaim, Angli Ivui, Ivui Angli at the bottom, which is basically everything that's at the top. Or there's Ehud ben Yehuda, David Weinstein, basically all in all. Um, so this will be the introduction to the entire video series. Um, what I want to begin to cover, which I'll cover in the next clip, because I don't want any of the lessons to be anything to be interrupted. So, what I want to first cover is pronunciation. and I've made these note cards. Excuse my handwriting; they're a bit sloppy. I mean, it's a bit sloppy, but just to give you a little hint of what I've been doing was basically I took modern Israeli Hebrew and I studied the ancient Hebraic alphabet, and basically the late I studied the ancient and the Paleo Hebraic alphabet, and also the late. But the late is nothing but a derivation of the Aramaic script, which came from Babylon when we were in Babylonian captivity. So I totally and completely did away with that, um, and focused just on the late. Moses and King Dawid and Solomon and people like that, they all wrote in the Paleo alphabet, um, which I believe is called Kitab Ivri. Um, so I thought it was pretty much before our point of Assyrian and Babylonian captivity. We wrote in the Kitab Ivri, so that's what should be written in. I only think that ancient should be taught for the knowledge of what the actual letters stand for, and that's it. Not to write in, just to know. And I will not really be covering. Well, I will be covering modern Israeli Hebrew script, which is derived from the late Hebrew script, which Yahushua wrote in Yahushua, um, and that I will only be doing so that when you read things in Israeli Hebrew, you will be able to understand it. So I will want on the ancient, and I'll clip and break, and then maybe on some other days, depending on what the Most High leads me to do. Um, I will do in modern Hebraic series and just compare what I taught you in the ancient to the modern and show you how I derived it. Um, these were all scholarly and linguistic derivations. Um, and I believe that you can go to many different sites to learn at least the modern Hebrew alphabet and how it works. So I don't feel I should teach on it too much. One site is Hebrew for Christians. Um, and there are some other sites, but Hebrew for Christians is a really good site to learn how to write modern Hebrew, at least the script. And I can show you guys the cursive, and all I'll do is show you it so you can recognize it. But I'll leave it up to you to go home and study it and compare it to the ancient. So our main focuses will be on the Paleo Hebrew script, the um, modern Hebraic script, which is not really Hebraic but Aramaic, and that I will be showing you uh, the ancient, the late, and what is cursive, only so you can know what they are and be able to recognize them and read them if you please. But basically, what I did after I took the the Paleo Hebraic script, I compared the modern pronunciation of modern Hebrew to um, one website is Ancient Hebrew Research Center to that to what the ancient pronunciations of classical Arabic as well as modern Arabic is, as well as Amharic and Ge'ez and um, the Syriac language, as well as other Semitic languages like Farsi, but not too much of those because they don't really have that much to do with Hebrew. They're not Semitic languages, but they use the Arabic script, like Ugarit and Farsi. So that's basically how I begin to derive it, and I'll clip here and begin on the next clip.